So hi there, today I want to talk about the purchase barrier poll. And my name is Peter Paul, and speaking of names, you're looking here at my screen LinkedIn, and Max Sigurdsson Scott, I hope I pronounced it correctly, Max, but this is a guy, he's in the Amazon space. He's also known for being the ASIN audit guy. He does some ASIN teardowns, I think almost daily. I don't know where he's getting the time from, but he does it. And then he also has a very interesting newsletter with a lot of amazing content for Amazon and e-commerce sellers, and it's called Selling from the Beach. Now, then you already get the idea. If you want to have a better life, then you should follow Max. Now, in this post, he is speaking about a very interesting approach around the Pareto. So Pareto 80-20, but then he's mentioning like, hey, if you want to improve your listing, it's 40% audience, 40% offer, 20% creative. But then down here, he's saying something about, so what can you do to make sure you're targeting the right people with your content? Run a purchase barrier test. Now down here, another one that is also interesting to follow is Tyler Wallace. And he's saying like, hey, how are you running a purchase barrier test, Max? And then here Max is answering, oh, that's Intellivy. And you should reach out to Peter Paul. So now there's the loop. Nice intro for a video. So let's look into the purchase barrier poll and what it is. So here we have an example. And first off, Intellivy, we are a consumer market research platform. So we provide simulated marketplace experiences, and then you can place your product into that marketplace, in that simulated marketplace, and ask actual consumers what they like in a specific scenario. So you can learn how to drive more clicks, how to get a better conversion, and all based on actual consumer insights. So no junk, no post-sale analysis, not coming from reviews, but actual people who are in the shopping scenario, they reply and they give feedback. In this scenario, we are doing a purchase barrier poll. And another thing that I did, you see here that I'm targeting 75 respondents. They're all female, but I'm targeting Germany. Reason is simple, just because I also like to give you some interesting ideas. We all know that our great friend Trump is doing some stuff with tariffs. It's not that much, but you know, hey, it's hitting us pretty hard, unfortunately. So I think it's wise to consider expanding to other marketplaces, and then, for instance, Germany might be an interesting option. Pay attention to us because we will expand even more to other countries. So do follow us on that, and I will definitely make a video if we are ready to mention that. Today, purchase barrier poll. So number one, we placed respondents in the situation as if they're going to buy disposable gloves for home at the first time. Then we came to the question, and this is the whole point of the purchase barrier poll. We want to learn about your objections. What would be a reason not to buy the disposable gloves? Besides, oh wait, I'm going too quick. Besides the obvious review rate, so here you see that the obvious review rate and price of the product, because I'm not interested in anyone who's going to say the price is too high or the price will be important. Now, what they see is this. So that's all. They see the main image of the product, which is a disposable glove. They see the title and the rest is blurred. Here you see a button Vision product. That's something that I can do, so you can do the same. If you're using the platform, then this is just you as a user of the Intellivy platform being able to go to that listing. That doesn't apply to the respondent. The respondent only see the main image and the title. That's it. And then the question is, what would be a reason not to buy this disposable glove? Then down here you have the insights. So here's everybody replying to that. Each respondent, you see the age and the details. And then you can also look into the original and you get the German, actual German feedback from the respondent. And of course you watch or you read the English version to understand it all. So I had to pause the video for a moment because the dumb reasons to continue creating this video is my throat. So let's continue. So down here we have the individual responses, then all the pages. So you see the 75 respondents, and you can dive into that individually and get a better understanding of what the reason would be that people would not buy the disposable gloves that we are showing to them. But here we see the top 10 buying objections. I'm going to hide myself. No, I take myself up here. That's also good. You see on top color preferences. So number one is that many people, they see the black and they say like, hey, highlight the professional. So here, sorry, I'm going too quick now. The numerous respondents dislike the black color of the gloves. So you have to highlight and make sure that the other colors are visible. Now, if we look at the listing itself, that problem is already solved. Now you might think like, oh yeah, but if they would go to the listing, then I would never get that objection. That's not entirely it. I think it's really important to understand that color is really a very important element in this. And maybe you see that, for instance, with listings like Zule Kitchen with the milk frother. And let me show you what I mean. Most likely you will see the hit immediately. So milk frother. There we go. And then here you see all the color options. Here it is. So and it's not a sponsored product, but here you see all the colored options in the main image. So now if you compare that to the disposable glass, these color options are not visible, so you can consider to do that. On the other hand, you see that also in the tile, but this is worth testing. Now let's go to the second objection. What is that? Then environmental concerns. So many objections are related to the glass not being environmental friendly. Now, is that something that you can see from the main image? Well, not really. Is that something you can address to get more clicks? Maybe. Maybe you can highlight it in the title or do something in the main image. But more importantly, what can you do in the listing itself? So, the environmental concerns, and then this is all generated by AI based on the respondents that are down in the poll result page that I showed you before. You see here that here design an informative section or eco-friendly practices with icons representing recycling and reduced waste. Use earthy tones and green accents, etc. So, environmental concern is an objection. It's really a buying objection. This is top of mind on consumers if they just see the main image and title. That's it. Now, if we go to the listing itself, and it would be my listing, then what am I doing here with any environmental concerns? Nothing. Really nothing. So here I'm missing something. And if this is really a relevant objection, which I think it is, because we are targeting right now German customers, and top of mind for them is environmental concerns. You have to optimize on that objection. And you're not doing that now. The thing is, if I would bring a customer to this listing and I would ask for objections, which is also an approach that might work. The problem is they're just gonna give you a lot of feedback. So you have like a list of feedback, and then what? It's almost undoable to proceed with that. If I'm just showing almost nothing, so just main image and title, I'm tapping into the imagination and the importance of customers that they think about. So what is top of mind for them? And top of mind for them is the environmental concerns. Now the next one is material allergies. So some respondents are concerned about allergic reactions linked to nitrile material used in the glass. Now I know that, so you always see something like, what is it? So it's nitrile, but sometimes you see, so let's see if I can show you what I mean. Then of course I have to go to Amazon DE, so let's go to a new listing. And then disposable, so I can do that. I think I can do a search. Oh, I have to go to Germany. I'm sorry, guys. I have to do it correctly now. Yeah, Düsseldorf. So that's my. But I can search for an English term, disposable glass. It's not, doesn't matter that much. And what I mean to say here is that tear-resistant, powder-free, latex-free. Now that's not mentioned in my example, so it's missing here. So the objection is coming up in top of mind of the consumer, like, well, is it? What about material allergies? Then again, if we look into the listing, it's a 4,000 spec, so you have 200 pieces, so it's a value pack. It's textured, so you have more grip. Here you see it with for dishwasher safe, whatever. Yeah, that's it. So there's nothing mentioned about anything. But here you see in the title that it is powder free. So how did that not come across in the title here? I'm not sure. I pulled this from the Amazon Marketplace, and this is exactly how I got it. So that was during the time when I did the poll. Then the next one. Lack of information. Now, okay, what information do you mean? So then you have to dive into the insights and understand what is happening here. But some respondents feel there's insufficient information provided about the product. And I think it's pretty close related to the material allergies. By the way, I scrolled way too fast. I'm missing the sizing issues, so that's also important. Now, back to the listing itself, you have size information here. Extra small, small, M, L. And there's a size chart in the listing. Now, the only thing that you can question yourself is this in the good order? Should I place it in the third image or the fourth? Maybe they want to know it quicker than instead of let them scroll on mobile and lose the conversion, lose the sale, simply because it takes too much time. It's important. Size is important. Comfort and fit, that's also important. Concerns about the gloves being too tight or uncomfortable. Now, again, look at the listing. It's not really showing me anything about comfort. Nothing. Like really nothing. Maybe this one, but it's not telling me a thing about it. And we can check maybe on another listing to see if someone else is doing a better job. So this one is catching my attention, by the way. If you speak about colors and get the attention and color is important, then this is definitely something that I like. It's just getting my attention. I don't know why. Again, the value pack, so that's where they start with. There you probably see also that the copycat element. So many sellers are doing that. Deutsche Hersteller, so it comes from Germany. It's not from China, which is a good thing. Size chart in a different way. I don't know if this is working. I have no idea, but I do not see really anything about comfort. It's really interesting listing, by the way. Look at the designs. I have absolutely no idea if this is going to work. This to me would be worth testing, really, to see if this is working or not. But I do like it. I'm just clicking on it, and you saw me doing it. I'm seeing it first time. I do like it. Now back to the results of the purchase barrier poll. So now we have lack of information, and then here we have perceived harmfulness, perceived neutral. Okay, so then it's potentially harmful. So now you see something that is really in the product. It's part of the product. So the only thing you can do, you cannot take it away because your product is as it is. And if someone is rejecting it just as it is, yeah, what can you do about it? But maybe you can shift, the thoughts around it. So maybe you can turn it into something positive. I don't know how yet for this moment now, but I hope you understand what I mean. Then practicality. Now, I hope you understand where this is going to. It's really very, very interesting list of objections, and you can manually yourself check your listing and see how is it performing and what am I doing to counter those objections. And if you're not doing that, you have to optimize your listing to counter those objections. And then after that, you can run an image tag poll with our platform and test your image tag up against competitor stacks and learn if the objections are counted, and also see where the wants and needs and desires are and what is important to potential buyers that are looking at the images and would be in the situation if they're going to buy a product. Now, finally, how to run a purchase barrier poll, which is also very easy to do. You can go to the goal navigator and then, for instance, select growth hacking and then here what's not working, and you will get to the purchase barrier poll. You can also go to polls, or from start of the screen here, view all polls. So here it is, view all polls. And then select the purchase barrier poll. Here it is. Now on top of the page you give your poll the name, so that's demo. I call it Max, just to remind you of him again. I really want to do a shout out to him. I mean that. He's great content. So then situation generated with AI. And then let's say we do, well, you see an example here. Let's do a bike seat. So you can do a bike seat. That's all fine. You take that. And then it will generate a shopping scenario, because we want to place, you want to place the consumer into the situation as if they're going to buy a bike seat. So now here you see, imagine yourself planning a long distance cycling trip. You've heard about the benefits of upgrading your bike seat. So here we have an upgrade for better comfort and performance. So you decide to browse online for options that could enhance your ride. Within the poll flow, and I will show you later, we ask the respondents what would be important to you. Now, that's it. Then we have to go to a listing. So now I need a bike seat. Let's see, bike seat, take one. Do not click any sponsored products, so I have to look for that. I don't want to. So this is overall pick. Let's go for this one. If you have seen my previous video, I'm still so surprised, like that breathing air under your butt. It's like interesting. Is that really important? I don't know. In the Netherlands we bike quite a lot and I never thought about it. I do think it looks comfortable, by the way. So then we add the product. So you select the marketplace, Amazon, and here you see the countries that you can select right now. Quite a lot. We have 58 million. I say it again, 58 million respondents, consumers, actual consumers that we are connected to. So it's a huge member base. Drop in the ASIN. It's going to fetch the product information from the Amazon marketplace. And then finally, down at the poll, you can change the number of votes. You can simply go to 80. That's absolutely enough. And you see here at the business plan that I have, it's $111. And then you run your Birchberry poll. Now, to show you the preview of the poll, and this is something that we will launch pretty soon. So right now it's in my demo account, but then you can see how it all works. So in the preview mode, you can see how the poll will appear to respondents. Then step 1, we start by several checks to verify that the respondent matches the target audience for the poll. And then we perform a series of quality checks to make sure that you have actual consumers responding to the poll, to the survey. The next step is the situation. So here you see the situation written down. Imagine yourself planning a long distance cycling trip. You heard about the benefits of upgrading your bike seat, blah, blah, blah. Then on a scale on 1 of 5, how easy it is for you to imagine yourself in the described situation. This might be 1 if someone is in a wheelchair, but most likely it's all okay. And it will be around 4 or 5. Like, oh yeah, sure, I can imagine myself in that situation. Then here we ask, what are the most important product features you would look for? So if this is for your product, then here you are getting market insights. What is important to the consumer who is in the situation as buying your product? Then the next, here we see the product itself in a simulated marketplace. And the question is, we want to learn about your objection. What would be your reasons not to buy the bike seat? So here you have it, and then down here they have to give their answer. There's also mobile view, so then you see a few respondents are on mobile, others are on desktop. We really simulate that exact environment. And by the way, it is possible in the segmentation to target specifically on mobile users, but then I recommend to pay attention to that you also do the same poll in targeting desktop, because you have both users and not just mobile or just desktop. Now that's about it. I hope this was helpful. And again, back to where I started with, Max is speaking about it. Run a Birchberry test to understand how to target the right people with your content. And indeed, because from the Birchberry aspect you understand what are the objections, and you better understand your consumer, you better understand how to address those objections and make your listing strong and well ready for the future. So I hope you like this video, and I'm already looking forward to the next one. Thank you very much.